fact, living in the truth. And living in the truth means that you don't see your enemy as an irredeemable bad person who will never change. You don't imprison them in a vision of them as hopeless and therefore worthy of killing, actually. That leads to violence. You perceive them as victims like you of an untrue situation. And the truth of it is that you and they are free to join together to rectify the untruth of that situation. And that's the secret of nonviolence. It is not just that you're passive or you let someone beat you. The secret is that you never give up that the person who is doing the evil could not do it. You never give up that vision. Even you're dying, you never give it up. You never, therefore, turn to hatred out of a sense of weakness and despair. Because hatred arises from a feeling of weakness. It's a false sense of strength. It gives you a false sense of strength. But which is more, makes you more weak and more destroyed, actually, like any addictive thing. Okay? So I forgot why I said what. But yeah, so this is a major thing, you see. I was in India in 1971 in a hill station having a wonderful time actually practicing meditating. But the world was very disturbed. Nixon had arrested all kind of war protesters in the whole stadium in Washington, and there was a war between China and Russia, and there was Bangladesh was horrible. The West Pakistanis were killing the Bengalis, even though they were Muslims, in the most horrible way. And China and the U.S. were supporting them to do that. A stupid Kissinger, and really, really dumb, bad person. And killing horrible. And in the press, you saw babies being bayoneted and all this stuff there. And I had this dream in which my old original guru, root guru from Mongolian guru from New Jersey, was sitting there on his seat, cross-legged, kind of, looking kind of serious. And in the dream, I was upbraiding him and scolding him and protesting to him. And I was saying, where is this emanation body of all the Buddhas? Where is this ability to manifest infinite embodiments and get out there and stop violence and stop these atrocities and stop people doing this and doing that? Where are they? Like, what is this? And this must be BS, all these Mahayana sutras and this sort of the intervention of all these enlightened beings. Like, this could not be in any way the Bangladeshi Holocaust could not have some sort of positive outcome, And he never said anything. He looked very serious. He took me seriously. He looked very disturbed himself, or not smiling at all anyway. And he got bigger and bigger and bigger. That's all. He just kept getting bigger in the dream. And I was in this place in the Himalayas where you could see 300 degrees of 26,000-foot snow-capped peaks. Beautiful place in the Indian Himalayas, on the road to Mount Kailash. And I was dreaming, but I was still in that environment. And he was so big, he was blotting out the Mount Everest, every mountain. Huge, and I was like a little flea by his knee shouting, where is this emanation body? Then I woke up very frustrated and mad and upset because, I wanted the more Buddha-led, but I wanted the Buddha to have his toe on the ground, and make it seem like that. But the Vimalakirti argues that the struggle that we face, the middle place that we occupy, in the shaping of our world, it isn't that it was created that way. There's no omnipotent person who created it. Or we are creating it, intercreating it ourselves, but also with gods who are more powerful than us, and devils. We're all intercreating a certain world. And and the fact that the enlightened beings who can help shape it, who can shape performance art, and who can shape circumstances in such a way pedagogically, that we are in an ideal place, and that there's a struggle, and that there's suffering close to us, and that we can exert ourselves to help those who suffer. And we can develop compassion, not only wisdom, not only samadhi and meditation, but compassion, engaging with them and dealing with them. And this accelerates our evolutionary progress toward Buddhahood, which is our goal, for their sake of those beings. You will never have an ambition to reach Buddhahood unless it is motivated by compassion. Wisdom alone doesn't bother because you can just drop out and be cool, and see the nirvana side of it. But the compassion of that others don't see the nirvana side is what pushes you to Buddhahood. But it's a massive embodiment, and it's Nirmanakaya that I couldn't see operating there in Bangladesh at that time, and still have a hard time seeing in any kind of situation. Somalia today, Southern Sudan, Tibet, Colombia, so many places, Congo, really. So that's a central message of the Vimalakirti, this one. And he tells those bodhisattvas who come from the incense universe, you guys are cool, you're up there sniffing and samadhiing away under jeweled samadhi incense trees. You have an incense Buddha over there just radiating samadhi-like incense teachings to you. But you're so far from beings who are suffering. You need it, obviously, because that's what the Buddha is doing for you. Now, that Buddha could reshape that place where you'd be aware of hell and things. You'd be aware of the vast diversity among beings' states of existence. And that would motivate you in a certain way. But right now, you probably have too much of that, so you're happy there. But the people here are progressing much more faster than you can toward Buddhahood. Your thing there with your samadhi and you're in isolation is going to be so slow. The aeons. And of course, Bodhisattva doesn't mind aeons between now and Buddhahood for himself, for herself. But Bodhisattva does mind aeons where Bodhisattva cannot help their mother beings who are suffering and sort of leave them to suffer for aeons. Although maybe other Buddhas should help them. But anyway, you see them as not being helped. So you do mind, and you want to get to Buddhahood quick. You don't want to wait around. Okay? So when time is up, you want to get there. And when time is up, we want to end the class. And I'm sorry, there's only 2 sessions. And I thank you for the opportunity to read the Vimalakirti and think about the Vimalakirti and talk about things. Because, you only like to refresh your mind when you have the opportunity to share your mind with other beings. Thank you. Take it easy. Goodbye.